My name is Chase Marbury, and I'm a real estate broker here in Lubbock, Texas. Today we're going to talk about the commercial property on 34th Street, the Social Lofts. This was my first commercial project to remodel, and kind of started with a desire to have office space on 34th Street. I grew up right around the corner in the medical district on 27th in Louisville, and so I drove 34th Street all growing up. Was very interested in the history, especially of older parts of Lubbock. And so whenever I wanted to find office space, I literally just started driving down 34th Street, looking for an old building, and came across a couple of different ones that I was very interested in that just had some character to them. And with 34th Street seeing redevelopment in the last 10 years, it just became more and more interesting to find a building here. And this was the old Adams Flowers building. It was actually listed for sale. I decided, yeah, this has the character I was looking for. It's one of the only two-story buildings on 34th Street, and had just so many different unique aspects to it. The layout and the space seemed like it would work for what I wanted to accomplish. Through that process, I learned a lot, learned how to manage a commercial project. I was able to implement a lot of what I've learned with residential into this building. The goal was for it to be inviting and feel like a second home. I didn't want to sacrifice on the comforts of home. I didn't want to sacrifice on being excited to go to work and loving where I work. So the idea on this building was to build out spaces that are inviting and encourage creativity, just create a sense of community where people want to come and see where you work, actually see your office. I wanted something that didn't look like something you'd see in Lubbock. I wanted to appeal to small business owners. The other aspect I loved about the name Social Lofts is shortened, it's solo. And to me that has multiple meanings, kind of the New York sound of solo, similar to the Soho area of New York, but also ideal clientele, people that would rent are small solo entrepreneur type businesses. So started the renovation, gutted the building. I initially thought we would go minimal and just utilize as much of the existing structure and frame and layout as we could. And so we ended up gutting the building down to the studs, started almost completely over, kept the character of that original oak flooring, kept a lot of the original aesthetic from the 1960s when the property was built. Cinder block walls we painted and kept a lot of that industrial kind of rustic look. Goal being I wanted the overall style and feel to be somewhat of a speakeasy or a private lounge in New York City. And I think we accomplished that very well. So anyway, the remodel process was very involved. I learned so much about the commercial aspect. Several of these properties on 34th Street were built originally as residential properties. And so this building was zoned for duplex. We filled up every single space before we really even moved in. I had every space rented. So one idea that I was really excited to implement to have a barber shop in the building. And I sought out a few barbers to get their input. I was looking to just bring in a barber that would want to rent the space, bring some of the old world, old New York feel to the building. And every barber that I talked to really didn't have any interest in moving his barbershop and running his barbershop here until I walked into Charlie Dunn's barbershop down the street. And I told him who I was and what I was doing with the building. And we started the conversation, and he called me and decided he wanted me to just buy him out. And so we built the barbershop according to what he wanted so that it felt comfortable to him. And we named it Charlie's Barbershop after him. So it's got some neat history, and I think we did a great job at accomplishing that.